This is not the Church of Emmanuel, Christ of Latter-day Saints, of Joseph Smith. This is the Church of Jesus Christ.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. I was going to go to bed as I think it's the Grammys are on tonight, and so I didn't think anybody would be watching my channel. I'm instead having breakout videos, but I still was going to do a little quick video about remembering President Russell Marion Nelson from previous conferences. Got the idea, it was either early this morning or last night, to do that series for you. We're nearing conference time. But I saw that Jasmine has a YouTube comment reply video, so she takes precedence. She studies, and so I make sure that she gets the spotlight. She's got me involved in a research project right now, so that's cool. She is my very bestest friend in the universe. The first comment that's here at the bottom, we'll cover these two other comments here first. From Breaking Bombshell LDS Church News, 49 Perfects. I'm sure that has something to do with the Super Bowl. Was that on today too? Or is that next week? When is this? I missed it, I guess, if it's today. Oh well. I don't use TV. I have to pay for TV now. So I don't pay for TV. I grew up in an era where TV was free. You just had to buy the TV, which could be very expensive. As in the beginning, it was the box TVs. So none of these flat screens. But anyway, Augusto Arsenio did a boo-boo. You don't comment on other people's videos or other people's comments, especially when the comment has nothing to do with the other person's comment. He's just talking to me. And there's nothing wrong with it. He's asking questions. He's heard this for the first time, I guess. He says the money is going to be used after the second coming? How so? Well, actually, he was told Armageddon and after the second coming. And if you don't know, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints believes that the second coming is during the day that shall burn as an oven, and they that come shall burn them, and that Jesus will come in the mushroom cloud of the burning to stop the war in the Middle East and come to Salt Lake City, Temple Square, to rule and reign on the throne that is built already for him there at Temple Square. Temple, no. Church was foiled on having the dedication ceremony on Saturday's session. The construction workers just suck at their job, I guess. And so it won't be ready. But apparently the palace throne of Jesus is all set, ready to go. So Mormons can rest easy. that conference time will be the biggest event of your lives, Mormons. And so, you don't want to listen to me to run for your lives. But yeah, that's what tithing is all about. I do the Hinckley video on purpose. The Hinckley video is an extortion threat. They're going to murder you. You have to pay up or they're going to murder you. And rule number one with all terrorists and hostage takers and kidnappers, you've got to assume they're going to kill you. I just finished with the final season of Magnum PI Reboot, which, sure enough, had people that were kidnapped, and the people knew very well that even after they comply with the threatening demands, they're going to be murdered anyway. And have begun on Secret Invasion. Was able to find it through another source because Amazon is having issues with Disney right now. And Disney doesn't want to do DVDs anyway. But found a source and got it. And so yeah, same situation. Aliens, humans on Earth, doesn't matter. If you get kidnapped, they're gonna murder you after they get what they want. And so you've just got to assume you're kidnapped. You don't give them what they want because they're gonna murder you either way. And so Avraham Gileadi, he was threatened and punished to deny, and so he came crawling back on his hands and knees, please, and the church is still gonna murder him on the day that shall burn as an oven. The devil does not support his own, guys. It's a simple lesson. We all know it, or at least we've heard it. Whether you believe it or not, I can testify to you it is true. But you don't believe. So, I've been doing the videos on what they're using the money for. They are causing Armageddon and the day that shall burn as an oven. I have tied the church documents and financial receipts to everything that's going on right now. I'm doing the videos. I just saw the other morning 3.5K videos on this channel. 400 more, and I'm tied with my TWG channel. I have dedicated my life to studying and researching the latter days. That has been my interest ever since I was a kid. While on my mission, I had time to read through the whole Bible and got a purple highlighter to highlight anything and everything that suggested the latter days. So, even though Nelson claims he's an expert, and that was going to be my first remembrance video of him. And I did it not too long ago again for you, explaining how to translate Israel. So stay off of other people's comments. Comment directly to me. So I answered it. I'm not going to ban you because it wasn't mean. Alan Krushinger. Breaking bombshell LDS Church News. Can you guess which one's the breakout video? You have a problem with commandments, parentheses, laws. Do I? Do I have a problem? Are you an authority over me? Are you telling me what to do and what not to do? You trying to take away my agency? Whose plan of happiness is that again? Yeah, he's going to get banned. They are given as requirements to receive certain blessings. Really? Yeah, that's what Lucifer said too. He's going to save everybody in the highest degree of the celestial kingdom. Just take away our agency. Yep. Alan is full of the gospel of Lucifer. Way to go, Alan. You're a Mormon and you missed it. Or you're trying to fool me into thinking that the gospel of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is somehow true, even though it's obviously Lucifer's. Because Mormon extra scriptures, with the Book of Mormon, Pearl of Great Price, Doctrine and Covenants, we have the most detailed theology of Lucifer. That Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible, nothing compared to what Mormons have to identify the theology, the scripture, the doctrine, the administration structure, the precepts, everything in detail, even to identify the very name of the false prophet, of the false church, of the latter days, and when he's coming. And yet, good old Alan, Mr. Study, who knows it all and is owning me right now. If you want the blessings, you don't have to keep the commandments. Really? Oh, if you do not want the blessings, you don't have to keep the commandments. It's a red herring argument, Alan. If you do not tithe, so what? Then you do not receive the blessings for doing so. What blessings have you received? The physical, tangible blessings that you have received for paying tithing. Not feelings, that's not a blessing. The actual physical fruit of paying tithing. See, this, the section 119 is the word. We will liken the word unto a seed, Alma chapter 32, starting in verse 28. And so the payment of tithing is believing that you're going to produce the fruits of paying tithing. And so that's the action works. You've planted it in soil. So what fruit have you produced as a consequence for paying tithing? And again, feelings, no, that's the faith part. You have the feelings, you believe that it's going to be true, so you've done the work by paying your tithing. What are the physical results that you have received directly corresponding with paying the church of your money? Not blessings for others, making Nelson richer. He's blessed. What have you been blessed with? What gifts and blessings have you received? Because you're telling me, your doctrine's planing to me. It's a big con, Mormons. It's the prosperity gospel. And I believe I talked about the prosperity gospel in that one, or it was one of the others. That was the Groundhog Day video, wasn't it? Kept repeating the same topic, just different titles and different thumbnail pictures, different presentations. Groundhog Day. Tithing is voluntary. Wow, you're illiterate. No, that sucks, Alan. I didn't realize. I am so sorry. you have a problem of illiteracy and you need help for your illiteracy. I know that there are special courses that you can pay for if you have any money left after paying tithing, so that you can get your GED and maybe improve your English grammar and comprehension. Because, wow, I had no idea you had this big problem. I am sorry. I deeply am apologetic here. So I'm going to have to ban you still, but I'm sorry. Because Section 119 makes it very clear it is not voluntary. It is a donation I wish to make so that I can show obedience to God and also enjoy the blessings He has for me. What blessings? This was the perfect opportunity to own me, to tell me specifically those blessings, and you're illiterate. Wow. I'm feeling really bad for you, Alan. Wow. It's like somebody, you talk about jokingly somebody's mother, and then they tell you that she's been dead for years, and then all of a sudden you feel guilty for talking about their mother in a joking way because you didn't realize that their mother was dead. You feel real bad. That's me right now. I'm just crushing her over this. I do not like the church. Oh, if I don't like the church, then leave it. I did. I've been saying this for years, since the bishop said, quit doing videos on the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon, because it's going contrary to the presidents of the church, the prophets of the church. And so why do you bother coming to church, Travis? Yeah, you're right. If the prophets are not in harmony with the Book of Mormon, then this isn't the right church. And so I never went back to church. And I've been doing videos still talking about the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith and the learning of the Jews. Why the Satan? Ooh. Did you catch that? I went over with you in the beginning that he's using Satan's plan of happiness on me. There it is. The beam in the moat. Way to go, Ellen. You've again another proof that the beam in the moat parable is true. Why the satanic effort to attack it? Methinks, here's another beam and moat, you protest too much. That's exactly what he's doing. He's protesting. Oh, Ellen, I'm feeling really bad. I might not have to do Jasmine's comment, because I'm just feeling really bad over this. I didn't realize how big of a problem you have. Why didn't YouTube flag that? Why, YouTube? They're purposely getting worse now, I understand. It's not just YouTube. They are retaliating for what was done to them. Not just by Congress, but by you, the people. And I told you why in another video the other day. Ajit Pai, when he took away net neutrality, we were warned that this was going to come. Those Democrats on the committee who voted against it warned us. And there's nothing they could do, I guess. And Biden didn't overturn it like he was supposed to. And so here we are. Here we are. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is behind it. I told you, documents and financial receipts. I got them all. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to do this tomorrow. Alrighty, Jasmine. So, let's see. Yeah, she's asking about Constantine's council. What was the dominant religion prior to Rome? Easy breezy cover, girl. The Roman Empire was a theocracy. Everything before Constantine, well, even Constantine was a theocracy, but that gave rise to the destruction of the Roman Empire, and thus the Holy Roman Empire, the theocracy of Christianity that Constantine created. And so then you have a separation of church and state thereafter. And so America, for example, no longer is a theocracy. And England, likewise, King Henry VIII wanted to divorce a wife, and the church wouldn't let him, and so he formed his own church. So yeah, there's no more a theocracy. Islam, yeah, theocracy still. The government is the religion, and they base their governing off of the Quran. And so they are a terrorist group, because Muhammad was a terrorist. He, likewise with Constantine, replaced the Jews and then murdered people if they didn't join, just like a terrorist, kidnapper, hostage taker, etc. So, and then he required that you murder yourself during holy wars, and that's exactly what Gaza is. They are the sacrificial lambs for Islam, purposely set up to be this. And they are all born and raised knowing of the day that may come when they get involved in a holy war. And so, yeah, they're protesting, they're complaining, but they're also at the front lines fighting Israel. They are not innocent civilians. And now the UN has been exposed as being part of October 7th against Israel. And then they went and betrayed Israel by victim blaming Israel for what they themselves, the UN, caused with Hamas. So, I told you, Islam has taken over the world, and this is why they're now attacking. They had been planning this ever since Muhammad began, because he knows the Jews. He took it over, just like Constantine did. And so they were purposely waiting for this moment. So, yeah, but before the Constantine Council, it was the religion of Rome, with all of the gods and goddesses and all the scripture stories about them. Because, yeah, scholars wrongly call them myths. They're scriptures. And so if you've ever heard people talk about how Jesus came from the Dionysus or Mithras or Horus, that's what they're trying to say. They're just not simplifying it for you. Every previous nation as a theocracy involves a religion, and the religion has scripture, and that's what it's all about. And so, yeah, even the governments are based upon those scriptures, because that's how the Egyptians, that are the origin religion and government, set it up for. So, yeah, Jasmine also is getting back into her video making, and she's going to do a Samantha Fox remix for her next video. Yeah, and so, yeah, I did see the email with the video, Jasmine. She is my bestest friend in the universe. My bestest friend. You can talk about any comment, subject, or email subject on your videos. I have nothing to hide from anyone. I beg to differ, Jasmine, but we'll see. Now, there are certain things that I know you're fine with, but I'm not going to share them with. So just understand. And so I appreciate that you have given consent to share. But, like Jesus with his wife, he told her super sacred secrets that he would not tell the people or his disciples, or especially even Peter, who got very upset and jealous. Why are you telling your wife secrets and not telling them to me? One, she's his wife. And Jasmine's not my wife, but she's female. And she's fun. And so, yeah, there's been others who have emailed me, and I don't share our conversations with the world. It would be a little awkward. It would be a change of video style for me to talk about my conversations with Jasmine. It wouldn't be on topic with the theme of the overall channel. I might get a lot more views, but and yeah, I do read the articles too, because that's how I found out about the same measurements. I see something more added here. And was it geographical, the reason why there were so many? Let me do a general overview of that and see if that answers the question. The Egyptians. Mankind originated in southeastern Africa. Over time, they migrated up into the Nile River and then out into the Levant and out throughout the world, into Europe, into Asia, and into America. They came from Egypt. And as they migrated out, they changed their language, and that changed their culture and their interpretation of the different scriptures that they were writing. And so you have the Egyptian documents, scriptures, with the stories of Osiris and Set and Isis and Horus. That is the main collection body that everything else is based on. And so others like Hathor, well, that's just Isis as a mother rather than a wife. And Amun and Father Amun, Son Amun, well, that's Osiris and Horus. And so once you understand that, then it's easy to understand Egyptian. And I don't understand why Egyptologists couldn't have figured that out. But nonetheless. And so as they go out, their language changes the names. of the core characters. And so Esther of the Mesopotamians, which is Ishtar, you know her as the Book of Esther, she's Isis, as the wife of Osiris. And so the Persian king in the Book of Esther is Osiris, even though he's not dead. But you have the villain of the story of the Book of Esther who wants to murder the Jews. He's Set in that particular case. And then there's also Marduk, who is the religious leader, and so yeah, he could be Horus as well, or Osiris, as the king is the government and Marduk is the religion in that particular story. Even though the king of Persia was also the religious leader. And so then once you understand that, then you can tie everything back to the Egyptians to have a better understanding of what each culture is talking about, and thus religion. And so partly geographic, because mountains play a big part versus a flat plain. And so you'll notice that oftentimes in flat plains you'll see pyramid temples being built to represent mountains. So, yeah, partly geographic, but partly because of the devolution, I don't call it evolution, of the language, because the Egyptians were perfect in their language, and people thought they knew better and changed it, and they tried to simplify it, and in so simplifying it, they corrupted it and made it worse. English, for example, is just a bastardized collection of all different languages and cultures, all tied into one, and so it depends on the wording that you use as to how the sentence structure has to be formulated, and it is the worst language in the universe because it's bastardized. So, yeah, I prefer Paleo-Hebrew. If we were to use Paleo-Hebrew, there would be no error in our communication. Anybody know their Book of Mormon out there? I have produced the fruits, unlike that other guy, Alan. And so, yeah, that's how it's done. And so, as I've told you, the Roman Jupiter is the Greek Zeus, is the Hebrew Yah, is Marduk of Mesopotamia, is Horus, or Osiris, depending on whether he's the father or the son of the Egyptians. And so, yeah, it's easy to do. And then you can understand what the stories are talking about, and knowing that they're all prophecies of the latter days. You use Joseph Smith's key coding from section 103, verses 16 and 17, and plug it in, and yeah, you see that they're all the same. Even though they're different stories, different names, different events, there's patterns that are exactly the same. Alrighty. So, good night. Sleep tight until the day is done.